All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Well, I should say now you like a 3-week hiatus episode of our show.
It's good to finally be back here in the studio. It's good to be here recording the 215 Sports podcast for the first time in a couple of weeks at least.
It does really feel like it because we've all just had crazy schedules and sicknesses and...
My schedule has been changing around quite...
It's been a whirlwind, so...
Yeah, so...
Well, we have a decent amount to cover as well.
We've missed a lot.
We have missed a lot.
We missed the trade deadline.
Missed the deadline. We missed
Jaylen Brown's introductory press conference.
We missed Jalen Carter's extension.
Mm-hmm. Eagles training camp starting up. So we got a lot of stuff to cover here today.
Yeah, we do. We have Phillies bullpen. We have Alec Bohm. We have Alec Bohm. That's a topic I can ramble on for hours.
Alec Bohm, it's gotten to the point where I put as a question in the notes, is it better to just have Bryce Harper move back to first base and have Derek Hill and Brian De La Cruz platoon in the outfield and just have Alec Bohm sit the bench? Or is it more beneficial to have Harper out and right and Bohm playing first base every day?
If I'm the front office, I would designate Alec Bohm for assignment. I would put him on release waivers.
He could be a right-handed bat off the bench. That would be fine.
I would send him out. He's just going to cry if he's on the bench because he wants the playing time. It feels like that the Phillies catered to Bohm in this situation by the fact that you have Harper, who's a much better first baseman. It's not primary first baseman. You have to move him back to the outfield because you need to cater for Alec Bohm, who's been having the worst season of his career.
Well, it's not to cater to Alec Bohm. The whole reason why the entire infield needs to move around is because they're trying to cater to Trey Turner. Because the fact that
Rise and Turner.
Yeah, the fact that Trey Turner isn't going to move to the outfield from shortstop.
That's a hard switch.
So,
as someone who hasn't played outfield in 10 years.
Exactly.
I understand, but I feel they had to move. They could put a Rise at second base, and they could just put Harper at first, and they could, have the Hill, De La Cruz, and then they could just keep Gabriel Rincones Jr. on the squad.
Well, I think Rincones has been sent back down to Lehigh, hasn't he?
Back down, and they could just have kept Rincones on the squad to have a platoon, and then you just send Alec Bohm to, yonder. Because he's not having a good season offensively. He's not having a good season defensively. He's in a contract year where the fan base is starting to turn on him. He's seen having tantrums in the dugout. He's making errors at first base. He's just not fit for this team anymore, and it seems like he can't handle it.
Well, one thing that he definitely needs to at least improve if he wants to keep his spot is playing first base better, because they can't be losing games like how they did the other night because he's making boneheaded decisions.
Yeah, he makes a terrible decision and tries to run to
dude, at first he goes for the bag, then he goes for the ball.
Second base, hey, you're almost gonna get there.
Like the fact that you can see just the whole breakdown of that play, almost in slow motion. Even though the play was, 5 seconds? It felt like you could sit there and watch in each of those seconds, the breakdown of how it was going to progress. Yeah. And you just see...
It's ridiculous.
Oh, he's going to first. Oh, wait, no, he's going for the ball. Oh, wait, he is checking second and third?
Yeah, what?
Now he's turning around and throwing the ball, and then Sugar didn't even catch it. But
what's still, if they don't make that play, they win the game because the Blue Jays hit a sacrifice fly. The Phillies hit a sacrifice fly to tie the game in the bottom of the 10th. But if he makes that play, there's 2 outs. They get the fly outs end the game, and then they get the sac fly, the Phillies, to win the game.
Exactly.
So Alec Bohm basically cost them the game. I'm not going to sit here and say anything on Chase Shitguard.
Honestly, it's not his fault.
It's not really his fault, yeah.
He did his job.
He gave up a 2-run home run, but if not for Alec Bohm, the Phillies would have never been playing another inning.
Exactly. And when the lineup isn't going to produce 6-7 runs a game, which think we've all reached the conclusion that this lineup's basically average that you could expect for on a nightly basis is what, 3?
3 to 5, maybe.
Like in that range. So
Some days
you can't afford to be making defensive mistakes that give teams runs. And when you do that against a team like Toronto, a team like, the Dodgers, the Brewers, one of these other teams in the playoffs, they will most of the time make you pay for it. And Toronto definitely made them pay for it. And the Phillies have been just a horribly, horribly horrendous, fundamentally sound baseball team all freaking season long, dude. You would think that maybe it would get a little bit better under Dom Mattingly, and I guess it did for a little bit. But now it's just right back to how it was with Rob Thompson.
Back to being trash.
Exactly. So you would expect that, the defense would improve with Dom Mattingly taking over, but it's basically been just as bad as it was before the firing even happened.
Don Trashingly has probably made this team even worse. And I remember you said, even before he got hired, about his decisions when it comes to pitching and the bullpen. And I can tell you that you've been absolutely right.
Never liked him when he was part of the Dodgers.
Yep.
Never liked him when he was in Miami.
Look, the decisions he's made with the bullpen are absolutely unbelievable, especially in the 8th inning of yesterday's game, Sunday's game, when you have the lefty warming up in Brooks Raley. He's warming up.
Yeah.
You have a Ryan Kerkering still in there, and he's getting battered around. And did
you hear his excuse after the game?
What was the excuse?
Oh, well, there wasn't a single ball that was really hit hard the entire time. So I still had faith that Kirk was going to get the job done.
It just feels so analytical. And I wrote about this, and
where's the feel for when all right, he's given up 2 hits in a row and he's walked a guy. Maybe he just doesn't have it.
Ryan
Let's take him
Kerkering
out.
has an 11.74 ERA in his last 10 outings, with 2.09 WHIP, and it's only been 7 innings. He's given up 10 runs in 7 2/3 innings.
So the All-Star break obviously was not good for him.
It was not.
And the All-Star break has been not good for, it seems, the entire bullpen.
They had the lefty ready, and then Mattingly decided to keep him in the game because, it's only just a little blue pad. It's not going to be that bad. This is the same thing with Alvarado on Saturday. They bring him in. It's the 8th inning, and they're up 4-2. And he just throws a center-cut fastball, lefty, and the game is tied. And
why are we still using Jose Alvarado in these high-leverage situations when you literally just had the trade deadline and you went out and traded for Brooks Raley?
Here's another stat. 34 relievers have made 50 appearances this year. Jose Alvarado's ERA is the highest at 5.77.
So why are we still throwing him out there all the time?
We're throwing him out there. That's his ERA is a speed limit on 95, and we're throwing him out there in a save situation.
And I understand that, he's been the guy that's been here for a long time. He's probably been the guy that's been here for the longest amount of time out of anyone in that bullpen at this point. I don't really think that they've had anyone longer than Alvarado. He's been here, 4 years now?
I mean, yeah, Alvarado seems to be, this is his, fifth or sixth season, I think.
So he's the longest tenured arm in that bullpen.
I was going to say, he has to be the longest tenure. You have Duran, you don't have Johnson anymore. You traded him. Right. You have Mesa.
But all these guys
Kerkering.
Are guys that were brought in 2 years ago or less,
Yeah.
So maybe because of that, they still feel this kind of he's the safe option, or he feels like the safe option for the team.
He hasn't been the same since his Ozempic shot.
Exactly.
And we clearly know that he hasn't been the same, and
I know that
it's just not going to work out.
Good things for us in the past, but it doesn't really seem like his better pitching days are ahead of him. It seems like those days are behind him.
It's not going to work out when you have the only lefty reliever you can really trust is Banks and Tim Mesa.
So, why are you still using him when you literally just traded for a left-handed reliever?
We're sitting here talking
about used one time over 7 games since you traded for him.
Talking about Jose Alvarado and Ryan Kerkering. Both pitchers can throw 100 miles an hour, and then we're sitting here saying that the best lefty reliever the Phillies are going to have is good old Tim Mesa. guy that they picked up because on a minor league contract.
Yep. Which, I mean, he was fine starting off the season. He had that little injury.
I mean, he's
come back.
He's been serviceable. He's
been
probably been the
fine,
best. He's one of the better relievers besides Duran.
But you can't rely on Tanner Banks.
Nope.
Because
he's been
bad even in AAA.
Yeah, he's been injured.
So you can't rely on him. You clearly can't rely on Alvarado.
Can't rely on Alvarado. You know, the new guy you just got from the Giants as well with Arise is injured.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's going to be on the IL. So
We
maybe
have
they're
no
going to
update on his injury as of, yet. But Don
I think they're
Mattingly said
gonna-
after the game it didn't look good.
I think they're going to call up McFarlane again.
Okay.
So, he throws 100 miles an hour, which, I mean, hopefully gives a spark to the bullpen. Seems like everyone wants him called up. So,
But, it's not really not a good way to start off the week after the trade deadline when the guy that you traded for is
it's
getting hurt on his, third appearance for the team?
Yeah.
So-
And there's a new update as well about Aiden Miller, our boy Aiden Miller.
Okay. Who's this coming from?
I think it is from Matt Gelb, I
Matt Gelb?
believe.
Okay.
But the Miller injury has long-term implications. It will affect how the organization approaches the offseason. The Phillies can't assume Miller will contribute in 2027.
Which is why you should have been willing to trade him at the trade
For
deadline.
prospects.
If anyone wanted him. And
Dave
honestly,
Dombrowski sitting here, prospect hugger, traded the number 4 prospect for a guy that you may not even be able to bring back after the season.
Well, yeah. But after doing that move, you had to then go all in with all the other prospects that you had.
I mean, they should have gone all in. I was
And
thinking they
he
should have
didn't.
just gone all in.
He didn't go
no.
all in. He still wanted to retain some of his chips at the table.
Yep.
And it's like, all right, there might not be baseball at all next year. So in 2028, your prospects of winning, do you really think that they're going to be greater than any shot that you have this season when players are going to be 2 years older,
Yep.
probably the next time that we're playing baseball?
They didn't go after a starting pitcher because, we think Painter had a good start in Baltimore. We think he should be
We're going to be stuck in
purgatory.
At this point anyway.
Nola and Painter.
So you might as well have just pushed all of your chips into the center of the table,
Mm-hmm.
been willing to part with either Aiden Miller or Gage Wood,
I wouldn't part ways with Gage Wood, but I would have parted ways with Aiden Miller.
and just gone all in,
Yeah.
Because
And there was another thing, because they didn't want to get an outfielder either. I mean, you see the prices for Taylor Ward and Joe Adele. There were no top prospects were traded for the two of those guys. And, Dombrowski was like, we like what we think of De La Cruz. He's got some power. He's got some sneaky power.
well, here's the thing, though. If that's the case for these outfielders, and how the hell were the Dodgers able to get Tarek Skubal for as little as what they gave up for Tarek Skubal?
I honestly believe that, that's ridiculous that they were able to get that price for Skubal when you had other
You're telling me you couldn't have just traded away freaking someone else and probably who's their number 3 prospect?
Here's the thing
right
about the
now?
Dodgers. Their number 1 prospect is Josh DePaula, number 4 in baseball. And when he remained with the Dodgers after the trade, but the Brewers, when the Brewers wanted Skubal, they wanted the number 1 prospect in baseball. So why did the Brewers take the Dodgers package? I mean, not the Brewers, the Tigers. They took the Dodgers package with worse prospects over the Brewers package with more prospects.
I have a potential conspiracy theory.
How come?
The rest of Major League Baseball wants the LA Dodgers to win the World Series so that they can put a salary cap.
I just heard from Jeff Passan, I believe it was yesterday, he posted that the Players Association will not accept a cap in the new CBA. And I was like, well, the grass is green, the sky is blue. We know that the players aren't going to accept the salary cap.
Here's the thing, though. I feel like there's going to be more pressure on the players from other players to give in to demands than there will be from owners trying to convince other owners to give in to demands.
You got to put the fans' perspective into this too. They're going to want to see baseball. So
right, but
and people are going to be sitting there saying, "Oh, you're just begging for money. We want to watch baseball. We're the reason we give you money." So,
but who do you think the fans are going to blame?
The owners.
Usually they blame one side or the other. It's not that they blame both parties.
They usually blame the owners, but if the players are going to be the deciding factor in this, then they might have to go out and blame the players. blame the players like Alec Bohm, who took a 1-year contract at $10 million to,
Stink up the joint.
stink up the joint. And
The only reason why he's able to make $10 million for that 1 year is because the top 1% of baseball makes the amount that they did.
well, his parents saw all of it, so
And that really is like, a horrible thing that he's going
is,
through.
like,
and that probably is affecting the way that he's playing.
It has to be.
There's no way that it can't.
like obviously I know he's got that stuff with his parents going on, so it's not like he's just sucking just to suck, but he
It's not like he's been like this type of player his whole career. Like, dude, we got to remember he had 2 seasons in a row where he had 97 RBIs.
Yeah.
He drove in close to 100 runs
I
and
mean,
was an all-star 2 years
there.
in a row.
It's just like
He's got the talent. It's just he's not playing well right now.
not playing
He is
well.
not playing anything up
I mean,
to
you could say the same thing for Nola getting paid $25 million a year.
Right. They're not paying. They are not playing up to the expectations
They're
of what
not.
we think that they should be, and what they're being paid to be. And
That's why they want to institute the salary cap.
when you don't live up to that type
That's the
of
same thing with
expectations.
Kyle Tucker as well.
Yeah, Kyle Tucker hasn't lived up
It's
to
about
his
to join.
contract.
It's about to join the 10-10 club. 10 homers, 10 stolen bases.
And you do see all these contracts, and you have to admit that most of them are ridiculous that you see for like the top 5 free agents that you see every offseason. Most of the time I feel like they don't even let these guys reach free agency now. They always just extend them before they even get there.
Most of the prospects don't hit free agency. They
Yeah,
get
like-
extended early.
Rodriguez signed that 10-year contract. Cal Raleigh signed his 8-year contract from the Mariners. I know that the Phillies tried to get, on board with that mind of thinking when they gave Scott Kingery that contract that we
Yep.
were talking about the last time that we recorded.
Scott Kingery.
And everyone tries to lock these guys up to save some money before free agency. And, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
it doesn't. The Phillies have shown that sometimes it's not always going to work out.
Yeah, sometimes the guy that you signed doesn't even make it to the major leagues.
Yeah.
Really. And then you're stuck with them for the next 7 years. But you want to break down the actual trades that they did make a little bit, since we haven't actually really talked about it?
I mean, just getting Luis Ariz. I mean, you probably got the best hitter on the market, which is nice, but I would have liked if they'd gotten an outfielder or a pitcher. I like Brooks Raley. He's good. He's got good stuff.
Yeah.
Especially against lefties.
I don't know why they've only used him once since they have traded for him in 7 games so far. It makes 0 sense to me.
He's good. I mean,
But-
he's definitely worth it.
And I think we're definitely both in agreement that they needed to go out and get another right-handed bat.
They definitely needed to go get a
preferably an
bat.
outfielder.
They needed to get a bat, a reliever, a pitcher. Even if it was just like a veteran guy, you could just pick up for like a death move or something.
Well-
Just a guy that can just in a pinch that can go and get you 3 innings out of the bullpen and get you 3 innings in a start.
Hey, who knows, man? Andrew Painter's going tonight. He's looked good the past 2 games, dude. Come on.
I would think Andrew Painter's looked pretty good the last 2 games. I think we're going to give him a chance to start game 1 of the division series.
So, but I do agree. They
No,
definitely should have. When you see that pitchers didn't really get, or at least starting pitchers, I feel like not a lot of them really got moved at the deadline, especially the guys that were rumored to get moved. Like Gaussman didn't get moved.
Gaussman got
Oh, wait,
traded.
yeah, I meant Bieber.
Shane Bieber didn't
moved.
get moved.
There were a lot of guys that I feel like were talked about that didn't really, get moved. There were a lot of relievers that got moved, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
But you had Tarek Skubal that got moved. You had Kevin
Terry
Gausman that
Skubal,
got
Kevin
moved.
Gaussman, Casey
Yeah,
Mize,
Casey Mize, which was
Soriano.
right at the very end of the
Yup.
deadline too.
Peralta.
And that's really it.
Most of the major starting pitchers, yeah.
Yeah, that was basically it. So it's not like there was a flurry of starting pitchers that were really, I guess, out there and available, on the market. But still think that you should have.
Could have got a good haul if we traded for if we traded Andrew Painter.
Yeah, we could have. And who knows? Maybe you could have then packaged up some of the prospects that you already had and been more willing to, use them to, I don't know, maybe go get an outfielder.
Go get an outfielder. Go get a, pitcher, a reliever.
And I mean, we were sitting here talking about it a month ago or 3 weeks ago. And Randy Arozarena was being talked about. You know,
Randy Rosarena never got moved.
he never got moved, but he was definitely involved in discussions. We saw tweets confirming it.
I mean, I would have traded for Randy Rosarena. Give me Randy Rosarena and George Kirby, and the Phillies said, nope, we got Andrew Painter and Brian De La Cruz, and then we also got Garrett Stubbs in left field.
Well, you probably weren't going to get George Kirby, but you could have gotten Luis Castillo.
I mean, yeah, you
before
could
they
have
traded
Luis
him
Castillo,
away.
Yep.
And you're telling me you wouldn't have traded away like
Not Gage Wood.
for Castillo and for Randy Rosarena?
For Kirby and Randy Rosarena.
Well, yeah, for Kirby and Rosarena.
For Kirby
you
and
probably would.
Rosarena, not Castillo, just because his contract is so much.
Yeah, but you're only on the hook for one more year.
Yeah, but still, I'm not sure.
And he's still a serviceable pitcher. It's not like
he's a serviceable pitcher.
Yeah,
it's
not
not
like he's
bad.
Aaron Nola, and it's not like that type of contract. So, but yeah, I still definitely would have been willing to at least. We don't know what the Mariners were asking for. You know,
they could have been asking for a lot more than what people were thinking.
Like, who knows? They could have been asking for more than what they gave up to get Arias.
You know, and the Angels were asking a lot for Zach Neto.
Right. So we don't know what these teams were asking for these guys. But you also know at the same time, with the team currently constructed, they are not good enough.
Well, look at the market too. Look how much the Red Sox paid. I mean, yeah, the Red Sox paid for Adley Rutschman.
Yeah.
I didn't think Adley Rutschman was going to get traded. And they dropped.
I didn't think Adley Rutschman was going to get traded either.
3 top 100 prospects. But
Baltimore definitely is going to reap the benefits of that.
They are.
2 to 3 years.
Yep.
Which we probably could have done the same thing with Painter.
But I mean, Boston's a good team. They've been on a roll.
And think about it. If you were able to trade away Painter and let's say another prospect, not like Gage Wood, but you were able to trade away Painter and
Arun Escobar.
Dante Nori, Arun Escobar for Randy Rosarena. You wouldn't do that? I would do that.
For throwing a pitcher in there. Give me Emerson Hancock.
Maybe not. Yeah, I was going to say maybe not Luis Castillo at that point. Maybe it would be someone else. But still, that would be a team. That would be a move that would greatly improve this team.
I would have done that for him and Hancock.
And it still would not have hindered the Phillies that much in the future.
No, I wouldn't have.
Depends
if Painter goes on a run, but
yeah. But let's sit here and think about it. Are we really going to think Dante Nori is going to turn into anything? Dude's like a 5'8" guy that plays the outfield.
Yeah,
He's not going to turn into shit.
Dante Nori is not looking good in Double-A.
Dante Nori is not going to turn into shit.
Ada Miller has probably going to have to get surgery.
Dante Nori is our number 5 freaking prospect on our list right now. So that shows how bad our top
bad
5
the farm
is.
system is.
So
Aiden Miller's got a back. They probably have to amputate him and give him a metal plate.
You're gonna have to cut out 3 vertebrae.
Yeah, they're gonna give him War Machine type of outfit.
They'll put titanium in his back.
Yep. You got Marquez. They just traded away.
Yeah.
So I actually think that because they traded Marquez, so I think it's Wood, Miller.
Yeah, it's Wood and Miller.
I think
Escobar, I know.
Renteria is number 3.
Yeah, Renteria is 3. Is Escobar 4?
Escobar, I think, is 4. And then you have...
I thought Nori was 6.
I think Nori was 6 before.
So he's probably still in that range.
Yeah, he's probably top 5 now. I wouldn't be surprised. So you have... All right, here we go. Wood, Miller, Renteria, Escobar, Nori.
Okay, he is 5. He's number 5.
And then whoever this guy is, Aurelio Farabus.
So, yeah, you're telling me you wouldn't have given up Dante Nori and someone else to get
giving up Dante Nori? Yeah.
Of course I would have.
The Phillies gave up O'Hop for Marsh, and O'Hop was the number 5 prospect.
And look what O'Hop's turned into.
Yeah, O'Hop's
nothing really
in
spectacular.
AAA with Texas. So, he got traded.
It's not these guys are prospects for a reason. They are prospects. They are not here for us to get enamored with before they even play a Major League Baseball game.
I mean, unless the prospect's hitting 400, 450 in AAA.
Yeah.
With 35 home runs, 120 RBIs, 35 stolen bases. Yeah, maybe that's someone I can get a little bit excited about. But when you got good old Dante Nori hitting 245, 667 OPS.
And that's your number 5.
2 home runs.
You can't be really sitting there being like, oh yeah, the guys that we have above him are so much better. It's really? Because your number 5 is kind of trash. So, like, if your number 5 is kind of trash, I assume that also means that your number 1 is kind of trash.
Yeah, like, dude.
So, I'm still in the camp of thought that I
batting
would have traded away.
He's batting .230 over his last 10 games.
I would have traded away anyone from the
I would have
prospect.
traded Dante Nori.
I would have traded Aidan Miller. I would have traded Gage Wood. I would have traded all of them if it would have made this team better for this year.
I probably wouldn't have traded Gage Wood. I traded Wood and Renteria, but everybody else probably could have gone off the hook. Escobar's .229 average, .651 OPS, and that's your number 4 prospect.
Problem with Gage Wood is that he is not a starter.
No, he's not.
And that's your number 2 prospect, is not a starter.
Well, he needs to be able to start a game. Like, here's the number 10 prospect.
That's my thing. My whole thing is, if you're already the number 2 prospect and you're a reliever, how good are you actually going to end up?
Here's the number.
You know how many number 2 overall starting pitching prospects end up coming up here and not being able to cut it as a starter and have to get moved to the bullpen?
A lot.
What does it say about you when you're already in the bullpen?
Here we go. Number 11, Griffin Burkholder, .232 average. Like, number 16, Carson DeMartini, actually .265. All right, something. And like, here, we'll go back. Maybe whoever this guy is. Outfielder Nathan Humphreys, number 30. Like, I don't know any of these guys.
No. And as you can see, no matter what they do with the prospects that they have, they are not going to be good in 3 years.
No.
They're not going to be good probably in 2 years.
Maybe Alex McFarland, who's got .206 ERA in Reading and 0 ERA with Lehigh Valley. But
yeah. But we can point to one guy we can sit there and go, hooray! That's not enough to fill a 26-man roster.
No, it's not. You know, because half of the here. Let's take a look to the catcher is JT, who you traded for, and then signed him twice. The first baseman. Well, who are we counting as the first baseman? Bryce Harper, or
I guess for this purpose, for this exercise, we'll just use Alec Bohm.
All right, well, Alec Bohm, a homegrown prospect, and look how he's turned out. The second baseman, Arise, had to trade for the shortstop Turner. You had to spend money for the third baseman Stott, homegrown. Left field Marsh, you had to trade for Crawford. You had to homegrown, and we'll say Harper you bought. So the 3 players, Stott, Bohm, and Crawford, are
probably the 3 players that have the least amount of security in this lineup and are the closest to having all of their jobs replaced.
Yep.
So that's,
maybe not Bryson Stott, but Bryson Stott's probably the least, maybe because of his defense. But Alec Bohm and
Justin Crawford.
Maybe they keep Justin Crawford on for a couple more seasons, but Alec Bohm out is the.
And I mean, he has been heating up a little bit, you know, like Justin Crawford has been.
Yeah, but Alec Bohm
pretty good.
Alec Bohm is like the worst out of all of them.
Right. But that just goes to show you, like, Alec Bohm is a 30-year-old man at this point.
He's just a daycare member.
Like
just a member of the daycare.
Bryson Stott is a 28-year-old man at this point.
He's just a daycare. He's just a member of the daycare. You know,
well, like anyone expecting that these players are realistically going to get much better, like they need to sit there and actually take a look at how old they are and realize that their best playing days are most likely behind
when I saw that, because his birthday was on the trade deadline, and I got the notification on my sports app. It was like, "Happy birthday, Alec Bohm turns 30." I was like, "Oh my god, he's 30.
He's 30 years old now."
He's just a member. Think about that. He's just a member of the daycare.
Like, he is 30 years old. We've been sitting here being like, "Oh yeah, he's eventually going to get some power." For the past 5 years, it never happened.
He's classified as a veteran now.
The same thing.
Veteran.
Like, how long have we been sitting here going, "Oh yeah, Bryson Stott, his average will increase when he hits his prime. He'll go back to being that 292 batting average hitter."
Bryson Stott's going to be 30 in 2 years.
Exactly. And has he shown you anything to show that rookie season wasn't a blip and it was more of what he actually is?
Christopher Sanchez is also 29.
Yeah.
Think about that. It's like crazy. I was like, oh my god, he really is. Like,
you got Nola, who's what, 34?
Nola's 33, Turner's 33, Harper's 33, Schwarber's 30. They're all 33.
Wheeler,
and then JT's 35. Wheeler's 37.
Like, you don't have. So, you probably realistically have 2 years, and you have to replace probably 2, if not 3 of those guys.
Durant, right? How old is Durant? He's 28.
28.
Okay.
But, so let's say in 2 seasons, you probably are going to have to think about realistically replacing at least 2 of those guys.
Catcher,
and JT,
third baseman, Boom.
And Wheeler, because Wheeler's not going to be here either.
Yeah.
So 3 guys.
Unless he stays, but he says he wants to retire, so you need
Exactly. So that's 3 guys. Do you have 3 guys in the farm system that you feel comfortable calling up right now?
I mean, maybe you have Gage Wood, who maybe could call up in 2027 or 2028.
Okay, so that's one guy.
You have one guy. Then who do you have at catcher?
Right.
Oh, we got Mr. Vibes. We got Stubbs.
Oh my God. So this is my point. If you already are looking down the barrel at that, you know your team's probably not going to be good enough to win it in 2 years.
No, it's not. That's why I'm thinking like
That's why you had to go all in.
That's what I was
this
saying.
season.
They have to go all in because they're going to have to endure another rebuild.
Right, and
where
that's
you're going to
why-
see more blue seats at Citizens Bank Park than people sitting in them.
And that's why you should have been willing to part with any prospect that you had.
I mean, looking at the hauls that people got for these players, you should have been willing to depart with the Alec Bohm or even JT.
You should have been able. No one should have been untouchable. You should have been able to move things around. You should have been able to at least do something else past the freaking 10 o'clock point where you traded for goddamn Brooks Raley.
Yeah, after
You had another 7 hours left in the deadline.
After 10 o'clock, it was like...
Yeah, you had another 7 hours left in the deadline.
No,
You
but
did
he
nothing.
had to take his nap, you know?
And that's the thing, like, when we all saw those moves early in the morning, we all were like, holy shit, this is really coming together. All we need is one more move to really feel good about this team. And we were all waiting for that one more move to continue to happen. And then it just never happened.
Yep.
And now we're all like, wait, what the fuck? So we halfway went all in? What the fuck is that about? Oh, sure. He said not to go.
Whatever.
But it's like, yeah, like you can't go halfway all in and then not expect you to just actually be competitive and win a World Series this season. If you were not willing to fully go all in, don't halfway go all in.
Mm-mm.
You should have just kept everyone.
Yep.
If that was the case.
But I just say I think we're content where we are at this point.
We have a good club.
I think we have a good club. I mean,
We have a good club. It's hard to win. You tell them I like our club. We have a good club. But I just
I had to pull that clip up. I had to. I just had to do it.
He's never going to be able to live that down in this city.
He's not.
We've got a good club here.
And the fact that all the executives have basically taken over, they've all walked up, you know, even little Danny Briere has been better than Dave Dombrowski. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of sad to say that knowing that, you know, the Danny Briere, the team that's supposed to be in a rebuild, is doing better than Dave Dombrowski, the executive who literally had literally done everything to try to win that World Series in Boston, and he literally did. And you know, they won a World Series, but when it comes to the Phillies, it's like, we think Payne's run a good few starts. No, we think Adam Miller still got some things left in the tank, or Alec Bohm's 60 RBI guy.
And dude, did you see that John Middleton is talking about an extension
Oh God.
for the good man, Dave Dombrowski?
Yeah, I don't think there will be a single person sitting in the ballpark next season
And
if
not
they
only
have
that, but
an extension for Dave Dombrowski.
So not only is it going to be Dave Dombrowski, but he's also going to be bringing in his good friend and buddy, Alex Cora, who was
great.
just the helmsman of the horrible Boston Red Sox up until they fired his ass.
Because they love
And
ball.
now they're in a playoff spot.
Dave Dombrowski loves Cora. I don't know really what his his techniques are as manager.
Neither do I, but when you see that his team has gone from being 19 games
Under to being into a
now
playoff spot.
being into a playoff spot since firing him, you don't think that that's maybe an indication he wasn't getting the job done?
Yeah.
And maybe you shouldn't hire him?
They should have never fired Rob Thompson. And I say that, I know, but the manager always comes first, but a lot of it was on the players, but you know, they put the blame on the manager.
And I told you when
Mattingly has been a worse manager than Rob.
I told you when they hired Don Mattingly, I did not like Don Mattingly as a manager. And I honestly didn't think that he was that good.
And Don Mattingly has been a worse manager than Rob Thompson.
And he has shown that he really isn't that good of a
He's
manager.
not that good of a manager.
I always kind of thought he's been overrated as a manager. Never really got what the whole enamoration was with him. And now seeing him up close, I still don't really get what this whole... I get it. He was a great player for the Yankees for years. That doesn't mean he's a great manager.
No, whoop they do. He was a good player. You know,
Like,
what do you want me to do? Play all 9 positions?
Yeah, like just because he was a great player does not mean he is now a great manager.
Yeah, that's not the.
Go ahead and look at his winning percentage.
That's not
He's
how it-
right around 500.
that's not
like
how it
most
works.
of MLB
He
managers
literally
that are pretty
He
average.
had scandals for cheating in the World Series. He literally had to get suspended for 1 season because he was cheating.
So, yeah, I still stand by what I said in the very beginning, where I don't think that Don Mattingly is the right manager for this team. I have no idea who the right manager is for this team. Honestly,
I really don't know who the right manager for this team is.
at this point, just go out and get David Ross so you can get rid of Garrett Stubbs and have David Ross be the vibes guy. And then you can stop having Garrett Stubbs.
David Ross.
Yeah, the guy that
Garrett
was
Stubbs
the,
taking up a
the guy that was
roster
the
spot.
the Cubs manager.
Yeah.
David Ross. Just go hire him.
I was looking at Garrett Stubbs' stats the one day because I saw that. I was like, dude, why do they still have this guy on the roster? And, the fan base has all started to turn on him because...
The fan base has started to turn on everyone.
Well, the fan base has started... Everyone loves Stubbs, but now the fan base started to turn on him even more because of Israel. But I was looking at his stats today.
Yeah, he's real bad.
It's 132 batting average. 132 batting average. And that is your backup catcher.
And the other catcher, Rafael Marchand, was not any better.
Minus 11 OPS plus.
So
WRC plus of wherever his WRC plus is negative 0.4 WAR.
And that's
Like-
with him only playing in like 30 games.
Yeah, realistically, they literally had him rot in AAA.
Like,
They designated him for assignment, and no one
think
picked
about
him
that.
up.
If you were to spread that out over an entire season, that's like a -4 WAR.
The crazy thing is, like, they designated him for assignment, and he still came back.
That means that he cleared
He
waivers.
cleared waivers.
Nobody wanted him.
Nobody wanted him. But Marchand, has beat him with a 102 average.
Yeah, no, that's
102
why.
average.
That's why I said Marchand was not any better.
Negative 0.6 worth 312 OPS, minus 16 OPS plus. Like,
At least he had the capability, though, of threatening to hit a home run every once in a while.
yeah, he's got 2 home runs. That's better than Stubbs.
Stubbs does not have that.
Stubbs says he has 2 home runs. So,
But anything else you want to add in on the Phillies? Oh yeah, my question earlier. What do you think is the best fit for the Phillies to do here?
well, we said it.
Bohm?
We said it earlier. I would designate Bohm for assignment and, kick him to the Schuylkill River.
Well, he'll definitely get claimed by another team.
Well,
off
he can get
waivers.
claimed by a team. It's probably going to be the Angels. Where all the washed players go to die. The Los Angeles Angels.
But I mean, that does mean you will have to call someone up to replace him.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Well, you need a left-handed
Who do-
platoon guy to play the outfield. So, just call up Gabriel Rincones. It's not like he's a consistent starter.
Yeah, but
Who else do you really have?
that's my point. I'm tired of these guys.
Who else do you have? Dante Nori.
I'm tired of the who else do you got, Like sometimes the
we
devil
need-
is better than the
We need
devil
Bryce
you don't.
Harper back at first base, considering that Mattingly said, we might take him out for a defensive substitution in the 9th inning. Like, that's another thing with Mattingly that got on my nerves yesterday. Saturday night, he took out Kyle Schwarber at first base. Mm-hmm. And I get he's in a slump, but still, if he makes contact with a ball, it's a home run.
Not only that, the game before he pinch ran for him too.
Well, they always pinch run for Schwarber, but still.
Yeah, but he would have had another at bat in
He
the
would have had
bottom
another
of the
at-bat.
11th inning. At
And
that
the thing
point.
is, he
And
took
instead,
out-
It was freaking Brian De La Cruz that had to come to the plate, and
He
that's a much different
He
at bat.
took out Schwarber Saturday night for freaking Bohm, and Bohm made that play.
Honestly, you should never be taking Kyle Schwarber out of the game.
You should never be taking him out of the game, whether it's a DH or first base or left field. Doesn't matter.
You should never be taking his bat out of your lineup.
And then
Ever.
what did they do on Friday? Oh, Alec Bohm did on Friday. The bases are loaded, swings at the first pitch. It's in the freaking dirt, swings at it, and then they lose
Derek
the
Hill
game.
Derek Hill did the same thing last night, though, too.
Well, they won the game because of that. So credit to Derek Hill. But another thing with Schwarber, because they took him out Sunday for good old Stubbs, and look what the freaking Stubbs did. A fly ball to right field, and he's gonna tag up, and credit to the guy on the Blue Jays for making a perfect throw to the plate.
He did make a great throw. to
And
the plate.
but like,
It was a freaking laser,
but
dude.
but still, Stubbs was out by like a mile.
Oh, yeah, he
Schwarber
was
would've
out by a solid 2 steps.
The thing was, you could have had Schwarber there, and he'd probably had the same distance as Stubbs.
Either way, you probably just shouldn't have sent him.
You shouldn't have sent him, but you literally had the same distance as Stubbs was there, but you decided to,
Yeah, I don't really think that Stubbs is really much faster than Schwarber.
He's not
it's not
much
like
faster
Stubbs
than
is like a
Schwarber.
fast person, really.
I mean, Schwarber isn't a fast person, but
I mean, neither is Stubbs, though, really. Like,
yeah, neither is Stubbs. But you could have just had Schwarber out there, and we'd be fine. And then he gets another plate appearance. But nope, we got Stubbs coming up to the plate, 130 batting average, and I send this ball.
if I can lay a bunt down and see if I can beat it out.
It's the only way he's getting a hit is from a bunt.
The amount of times that I've seen this man come to the plate and try to lay a bunt down.
It's honestly fathomable how bad it is.
Like, speaking of bunts, JT laid a nice sacrifice down last night, and he ended up beating it out to first.
The one that Stubbs should be laying out the bunts instead
know.
is JT. Like, even JT's got to do everything.
But is there any way, realistically, that we see the Phillies competing for a World Series either this year, next year, or 5 years from now?
Then probably not. I mean, 5 years from now is too hard to tell.
Well, you'll still have Harper, you'll still have Turner.
You'll still have all your guys on walking sticks and
Dude,
stuff.
we have
but
7 years of Trey Turner left.
7 years of
We
speedy
have
Trey Turner.
6 years of Aaron Nola's contract
6 years of
left.
Nola. I mean, Harper's fine. He's good.
Yeah, Harper's still fine. But who knows? In 2 years, he might not be. And then we're going to be like, we've got 3 more years
Yep.
of his contract.
Yep.
Who knows? It could be the same for Schwarber.
But at least
like, we got
Harper's
3
provided
more
some
years of
contribution
his.
to the city, like the bedlam at the bank or whatever. But
Like, I'm already at that point with JT. He just signed his extension. We got another 3 more years of
yeah,
this shit?
they shouldn't have signed JT Realmuto for that contract. But I mean, like this
So-
year, no. I mean, they're in a dogfight for that last wild card spot, and they got to
Yeah.
go up. Like this schedule is going to be getting so hard in these couple of weeks because you got St. Louis. That's going to
We
be
got Miami as well.
this series. Miami's still in the thick of it. You got Minnesota, who bought at the deadline. So the end August.
And I think you play St. Louis twice, don't
So
you?
the end August, you have St. Louis, the Twins, the Marlins, St. Louis, the Mariners. The really only competition that you have, like the only games you should be winning at the end of August are the Angels. And then you have the Diamondbacks, the Braves, the Astros, the Braves, the Nationals, the Mets. And then the last 6 games are against the Brewers and the Rays.
Yeah, so they do not have an easy schedule
So you
going
have
forward.
your last 6 home games, your last 6 games of the season are against the best teams in the American League and National League.
And you might potentially not even be playing for anything.
You might not, yeah.
You might potentially be out of the playoffs. You could be in the playoffs. It could really go either way at this point.
It really could.
Because they're, a game and a half above the
So
Padres?
let's take a look at the standings. So right now
or a
they are.
game?
So right now in the National League, they are in the last wild card spot. They're tied with the Diamondbacks for the last wild card spot. So the Padres are a game behind them. The Marlins are 3 games. The Cardinals are 3.5. The Cubs are 6 games up on the Cubs are 6 games up on the Diamondbacks. I mean, no, the Cubs are 6 games up on the Diamondbacks. So if the Phillies were to play the season ended today, the Phillies will play the Dodgers in the wild card.
And I don't really think anyone's going to sit here and say they're going to get past the
They're
Dodgers.
not going to get past the Dodgers. And
Even in a 3-game series.
if they make the 5 seed, they're probably going to play the Cubs.
So I think that the ceiling for them this year is going to be NLCS, and that's like the maximum potential.
If
that
they
could
make the
even reach.
NLCS, that's when I'll start to get invested into this team. But after I've seen this, the results have been the same for the past
fucking 3 years.
3 seasons. And National League CS, defeat Kimbrel.
Yeah.
And then
and
you lost to the Mets. That was heartbreaking. Losing to a division rival, and then the Dodgers. Orion Poopering throwing the ball into the crowd,
I will.
giving the crowd a souvenir.
That still was like one of the worst. Like
Sequences of
I still
baseball.
feel bad for him.
Oh, I do.
but
That's
like,
one of the
dude,
worst sequences of
come on.
baseball I've ever seen.
That was the most boneheaded freaking move that you could have done. That was a Bohm move out of you, Ryan Kerkering. That was a move that Alec Bohm would have done, and basically no other player that I know. Like, dude, there's 2 outs, throw it to first base.
Yeah, throw it to first base. That
What
doesn't
are
don't
you
they tell
doing?
don't they tell you
How
like
long have you been playing baseball
they
for?
literally tell you once it's 2 outs, there's every place to first.
Exactly. Since you're 5.
Yeah, since you're
5.
since you're 3, every
How
place
long
to
has
first.
he been playing baseball for? 20 years?
Probably 20 years. So.
Exactly my point. Like, it's fucking ridiculous, dude.
And then this year, and this has just been a roller coaster of a year. It
has been for the entire
been a shit show on wheels. It really is hard for me to sit there and focus on the team when they're going to either blow the lead or they're going to blow a game or they're going to, do something stupid that I would get angry about in the past. And then it's just like, well, I've seen the team play for the last 3 seasons, and it's like, well,
and we all know they're not good enough.
You're gonna put on the same show. I'm not gonna watch it.
It's gonna be the same thing that draws the team back every year. It's gonna be untimely hitting.
I can't sit there
bad fielding.
I can't sit there and watch repetition. Like if you're gonna sit there and play the same episode of a TV show on a specific channel, like today we're gonna play this episode on Fox. We're gonna play it from 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. and you're like, "Ooh, boy, I can't wait to watch this episode."
When it comes to like Christmas time, and you see the freaking 24 hours of a Christmas movie that they have on ABC or whatever.
Yeah, and then and then they play Elf 12 out of 24 times. So it's like, what's the what was it? There was a Mario game, and there was a monster. There was a boss in the game called Reznor the dinosaur in Super Mario World, and they brought him back for another Mario game, and they would put him every single time in the tower. So the first tower you play is like, oh, cool, it's Reznor, and then you see him again and again and again. It's like, it gets so repetitive. It's like it's not even fun. Well, it's the same thing with the Phillies,
and it's gonna be the same exact ending as it is every single time, where they're gonna go out whimpering in the playoffs, and it's probably just gonna end up being the fact that they can't timely hit, they can't move runners in from scoring position. How many times have we seen them get a runner on third with no outs and leave them there? How many times have we seen the bullpen come in and implode?
Last play, game 3, tied at 1, bases are loaded, 1 out. Yeah, it's a 3-2 pitch to Alec Bohm, and he grounds it to the shortstop, and they make the easy double play as he slams his helmet onto the ground.
And that's the end of the Philadelphia Phillies season.
That's the end of the season.
So
that's it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have a lot of hope for the Phillies.
Me neither.
Out. They should have won it in 2022.
They came close. I'll give them that. It was a fantastic season. They should have won it in 2023 as well, but
yeah, they should have won it at least one of those 2 years.
Yep.
And they didn't, and now their window is basically
over. So, all right, guys. Hopefully, we will see you next week with some more positive non-Phillies related news.
Hopefully, some positive Eagles news.
Yeah, hopefully.